Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to get home to watch Urban Girl Scout Media's Living the Dream episode 5. Welcome to another episode of Living the Dream. My name is Tony K with Urban Girl Scout Media, and just happy to be here this time. So I had some fun stuff teed up to talk about. We were going to talk about NBA free agency, a little bit of video game stuff, and then we're going to get into the show. So let's start with NBA free agency. First and foremost, congratulations to the LA Clippers. Heist of the century, in my opinion. You got Kawhi, you got Paul George. You gave up draft picks, which is fair, and you gave up Danilo Gallinari. Like, that was about it. They gave up a young player as well, but, you know, too soon to tell. Clippers are going to be really good next year. Clipper Darryl, eat it up, because this is what you've been waiting for pretty much your whole Clipper fandom, right? Sucks for the Lakers. They waited on pretty much all the other free agents. I don't really feel too bad for them because, again, they do have LeBron, AD, and some pretty decent veterans. Boogie Cousins signing with them is going to be pretty big. So let's move on to the other trade that kind of surprised everybody, and that was the Oklahoma City Thunder sending Russell Westbrook instead of to the Miami Heat to the Houston Rockets. Very interesting, very interesting. So now you've got Harden and you've got Westbrook together again, and it feels so good. No, this is going to be a really bad situation for these guys. I don't see this being a good union, but the league is going to this dynamic duo kind of style now instead of super teams, so it's going to be interesting. I mean, a lot of dynamic duos out there. Very interesting time ahead. Cannot wait. Cannot express how excited I am to see some of these things. To watch the Nets and all the fans in Brooklyn think that they're championship favorites next year when they don't have KD, and then the next year when they get him back and he is on the wrong side of 30 coming back from one of the most devastating types of injuries in basketball, one where I think it's like 80% of the players never get back to their true, whatever you want to call true statistical form. So that'll be fun. Or the Milwaukee Bucks, who overpaid Chris Middleton to keep Giannis happy and gave up Malcolm Brogdon to the Indiana Pacers. That'll be fun to watch the Bucks struggle. The Toronto Raptors fans, who believe that their team is still going to be one of the best in the NBA and that they have a real shot at repeating because they have a great general manager and they have the core in place. We'll see you next year. The Lakers. LeBron and AD are not really surrounded by enough shooters for me to believe this team is going to be successful, even with Danny Green, which, wow, overpaid. I don't see them being that great. Clippers, I definitely think are going to be a good team this year. Excited for them. I'm trying to think of some other teams I could roast on right now. That's about it. So, NBA free agency season finally over. Well, not finally over, but the big stuff has happened. Now we can rest for a bit. We don't have to talk about it, thankfully. So, I guess the team I didn't rip on would be the Houston Rockets, but that's going to be too easy. Is it going to be James Harden or Russell Westbrook, who are basically the same player? I think just James Harden's a better version. Who's going to take the last shot? Who's going to get in more heat for playing bad defense? How quick is Mike D'Antoni going to be the target of the issues? We can just keep going from there. And then Oklahoma City, real quick. So, hopefully they trade Chris Paul. There's been talk about maybe the Philadelphia 76ers. Miami really doesn't have the assets. I think Philly would be a really fun stop. Hopefully they can make that happen. So, I think if Chris Paul ends up in Philly and they don't have to give up a lot, he can be a floor general that really takes that team to the next level, and maybe the 76ers actually become the favorites in the Eastern Conference with that kind of move. it would depend on what they give up. So other than that, that's my take on NBA free agency so far. Want to transition real quick into video games. So I don't have a game review this week, and what I do have is what have I been playing in preparation for future game reviews. I got 2 games I'm going to bring up. First off, I did 2, but I only did that. So the first game is going to be on the PlayStation 2 Unreal Tournament. Love this game. Kind of tough controls. Nothing that you can't either manipulate in the options menu or even just learn, but nonetheless, really fun game. It is sort of a like online shooter games that we have now, but PlayStation 2, and there's about 5 or 6 different, they call them ladders, basically different styles of matchups. So really enjoying that game. I've been playing it a lot. Easy to jump in and jump out of, and some of the different styles of games in it are pretty fun. The other game I'm actually playing a lot of right now, and I don't know how many of you have heard of it, it's called Balloon Kid. This is from the Game Boy days, way back. And it's one of my favorite games on the Game Boy. Huge part of the childhood. Me and my sister both just played it a ton. So playing that, hoping to do game reviews on both those here in the next couple weeks. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Otherwise, today's episode is going to be pretty fun. We're going to do Crack-a-Pack with Magic Arena packs. I think there's 9 War of the Spark packs that we're going to open. So that'll be fun. We have some fun clips in between of just random things that have been going on here and there. I'm going to talk about Magic's Core 20 set. So that'll be something we'll kind of cover towards the end. And then something that I actually got inspired to do is talk about the Wish app, which if you've never heard of this app or the Geek app or whatever it is, basically it is products made in China, shipped overseas, very cheap, sometimes in quality, mainly in price, and then the shipping is kind of where they get you. Because it does take a few weeks to get there, sometimes up to 6. And also the shipping prices can be a little high, sometimes a little low. It just really depends on what you get. This first episode, we actually have something kind of fun, Futurama themed. So, and then bringing back the original Urban Girl Scout Media Epic Fantasy Series. I really need to come up with a better name, but we'll catch up with them in just a quick little video. So I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. Let's get this show on the road, huh? I was driving a car right when I turned 16. Nobody paid me. Just me in the open road, driving a car.
Alright, let's go ahead and open some booster pack for the front style out here. Ooh, got us a nice silvery card. Ooh, Gideon's Sacrifice. Okay, let's see what else. I've gotten several of these, so no positive things to say about that. Let's see what we get here. Spock Harvest. One of my favorite cards from the set is Contentious Plan. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's see what happens with packs. Probably my favorite Planeswalker from the set. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. And you guys can see what those are. Ooh, another good card. Alrighty, next pack. Another really good card from the set, Kai's Ghost Form. Okay. Trying not to say I'll take it anymore. Away from the booster pack game. Another really solid card. Ignite the beacon. How about ignite the bacon? Alrighty. Nothing too great here along the bottom. Lily's Triumph, little Arland in there. And then the best art from the set, Deliver Unto Evil. Alright, let's keep this show rolling. Little Thunder Drake. Self-mission. Again, just some really cool cards. What I tell ya. Good grief. Good grief. Okay, here we go. So we're getting a couple of these bad boys in our set. Plane-wide celebration. Alright, last one. Trash. Alright, well, sorry guys. I'm diving!
Alrighty, so once again, we are on the eve of another new Magic set. This time it's going to be Core 20 coming out here in just a couple of days. I always like to pick a few cards that really, to me personally, I feel are going to be great, and I'll get into that here in a second. What I do want to say is, I was one of those people who was a little disappointed when the core sets came back because I thought that Origins was it. I actually still have a box of it sealed for that reason. Because I thought, you know, hey, if it's going to be the last of it, what's the worst that could happen? I got it for a really good deal. They've done a decent job in the two sets that have been back since, you know, bringing it. So, they've had good planeswalkers, they've had good creatures, decent lands, not great. And just some really cool cards. Artwork has gotten pretty neat. That's actually one of the cards that made our list here. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go through this. I've got actually a lot more cards than I normally would have on this list, but hopefully you guys enjoy what we have here. And, you know, I'm always looking to hear what I overlooked or what I should have had on here. So, you know, comment below.
Okay guys, so let's go ahead and try and go through some of the cards here that I think from Core 20 are really going to stand out. I generally try not to choose reprints, and
I'm not really big into choosing what may or may not hit the meta, unless it's just like blatantly obvious. So I just kind of pick what I like out of the set, and I think today we have like 14 or 15 different cards, things of that manner. So let's get rolling. First up is Bishop of Wings. This is going to be 2 white for a 1/4 human cleric. And it's got 2 really sweet abilities. The first one is that whenever an angel comes into the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. That's pretty awesome on its own. And then the other one is that whenever an angel you control dies, you do get a 1/1 white spirit token with flying. So a lot of value. It's not a legendary creature. I do see it going into EDH. I have a friend who I know is going to swoop up a bunch of these. 4 life for that much, for just 1 card is, you know, pretty legit. So Bishop of Wings, definitely one of the cards I think is going to come out of this set as some power. Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Alright, so for 1 colorless, I almost said 1 black, for 1 colorless and 2 black mana, it's going to be a flying 2/3 creature, but it has the whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So kind of like that as Johnny Primate, but a little bit better. I'm willing to wait the 1 extra turn. Also, if you're playing in a format or with some friends where you can play a Dark Ritual, all of a sudden this card could be turn 1. Love it. Okay, so the Chandras making a huge impact here. So red is probably my favorite individual color. I'm not sure how I feel about Chandra specifically in this set, but I did want to point out she has kind of like an uncommon, a rare, and then a mythic. And they're all pretty cool in their own way. I'm wondering if this is something that they're going to try and do in future sets. I thought that the uncommon Planeswalkers from War of the Spark was great. I'm not going to read all 3 of them. You can see it there on the screen, and I would definitely check it out. A lot of variety between it, and really cool cards overall. That, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. Chandra's Regulator, that is legit. So that is just legit on its own. You have 1 colorless, 1 red, and I'm just going to read the text to you here. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planeswalker, you may pay 1. If you do, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy, and then for 1 and to tap it, you can discard a mountain card or a red card to draw a card. Said a whole lot there, but what you need to know is that any one of these Chandras, or any Chandra for that matter, you can pay 1 and basically copy it. Now this is a legendary artifact, so you do run into the only having 1 on the battlefield, but still it's worth the risk, worth the price of admission. Are you kidding me? 2 CMC? What? That excites me more than the actual Planeswalkers, if you can't tell. Alright, so Drawn from Dreams. For 2 colorless and 2 blue, it's a sorcery, and it says look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Sorry. So this kind of reminds me of that old card, Ancestral Memories, I think is what it was, but a little bit cheaper. Pretty cool card. I just thought it was really neat, and I actually thought the art was pretty cool on this one. But overall, you get to look at the top 7, 2 of them, and on the bottom of a library in a random order really doesn't matter, in my opinion. Not in most situations. You know, you may be playing decks. There are cards out there now that obviously use that ability, so I can understand being worried about it, but that's a really kind of niche area to worry about. In today's Magic world, I just don't see that being an issue. Oh boy. Alright, so here we go. 1-drop Elf. That's all you need to know, and it's not Land of War Elves. Elvish Reclaimer. So this is a 1-drop for a 1/2, and it gets +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more land cards in your graveyard. It does have an ability where you can pay 2, tap it, sacrifice a land, search your library for your land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. So, okay, let's look at this a little differently. The +2/+2 is alright, whatever, but for 2 mana, you now have a green creature that basically can filter through and get your lands and throw them into the graveyard, which is sort of becoming a thing in Magic of putting more land cards into the graveyard, things like that. So, wow. I mean, I thought this one was really cool. Like, the +2/+2 ability makes it even better because they could have easily just gone with that second ability and just left it at that same rare, but giving it a way to pump itself and give you payoff to put those lands in the graveyard. Way to go, buddy! Embodiment of Agonies. And this card's gonna hurt. Not gonna lie, this card's gonna hurt, guys. So it's a 1 colorless, 2 black demon creature, not legendary. Keep that in mind. Flying and Death Touch. And basically, when it comes into the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 for all the different mana costs among cards in your graveyard. So, like on the card itself, it has 2 colorless and a black versus 1 colorless and 2 black would be 2 different mana costs. So think about that in terms of if you're playing a deck with a bunch of different hybrid cards or just a multi-color deck in general. That is pretty powerful. This card is going to be tough, and I know it's still, it's just flying Death Touch. It does have some downsides. It path, swords. It can die to those cards. It's not indestructible. But man, 3 converted mana costs for kind of like a new school Tarmogoyf, if I could be so bold. That's kind of how this feels. It's like it's the next generation of Tarmogoyfs for all of us. But it is what it is. I'll get a copy, right? Gargos, Vicious Watcher. Okay. I don't care about the vigilance, whatever. This is I guess I should tell you what the card is. 3 colorless, 3 green, legendary creature, Hydra, 8/7. It has vigilance. It gives other Hydra spells you control reduced up to 4 colorless mana to cast, and then whenever you let me try that again. So excited about this, right? Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell, Gargos fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. I like it. Okay, so first off, it's a legendary creature. Every creature tribe is getting their own legendaries that can actually run the tribe, if you will. So I thought that was kind of cool that the Hydras, Hail Hydra, got theirs. And then the converted 4 mana cost to reduce. That's pretty important when you think about Hydra cards that don't have just an X in their casting cost. And then the fact that it's whenever a creature you control for that third ability, whenever a creature you control, not just a Hydra, not just this creature, not just a green creature, not just a legendary creature, any creature. Important to note. It's going to be interesting because it doesn't really give you the option of Gargos fighting or not fighting. So I guess that could become an issue in certain situations. Just kind of thought about that, but overall, pretty cool card if you ask me.
Kaikar, Wind's Fury. So 1 colorless and then a red, white, and blue. So it's America themed. It is for a legendary bird wizard, flying 3/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get to put in a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying, and then the last ability is sack a spirit, add a mountain to your mana pool. That's pretty good overall. I love the name. The ability's pretty cool. I'm kind of wondering when they were doing the R&D on this if they tried to sacrifice a token, sacrifice a creature with flying, or if they landed on that spirit. That's the one thing that kind of stood out to me. Also, I would have liked to have seen that toughness just one higher. Like keeping it out of lightning bolt range, basically, I think is important. That's just me. That's just based on what I feel. All right. Well, they printed a Lotus, and it's the field. So it has hexproof. It enters the battlefield tapped, and it enters the battlefield. You have to sacrifice 2 lands, but you can tap it to add 3 of any one color. All right, so someone once told me that they firmly believe, and I've agreed with them on this, is that a set can be defined on how good it is by its lands. This is a very interesting land. Not legendary, has hexproof, is not indestructible. You have the drawback of having to sacrifice 2 lands, but they can be tapped if you have them tapped already for something else. You think about that with your second main phase. There's a lot of things you could do here, so Lotus Field, definitely a card that I would suggest picking up a copy of if you could. And I think it's a land that really just stands out in a set that doesn't really have great lands to begin with. This is a great land. Moo. Yangling. Sky Dancer. Alright, so we got our first blue planeswalker I think I've had on one of these kind of countdown lists in a while. 1 colorless, 2 blue for a total of 3 converted mana costs. It's a legendary planeswalker. 3 abilities. It comes in with 2 loyalty. Let's read through them real quick. You can pump it up for 2. And it's until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gets -2/-0 and loses flying. You can give it -3/-3 and create a 4/4 blue elemental creature token with flying, and then the ultimate is -8. You get an emblem with islands you control gain. You can tap it to draw a card. So it was really that last ability that stood out to me, and that was the reason it made the list here. With Proliferate being such a big thing right now, and now there's more cards than ever that give you that ability, this really felt like a good card coming out of this set. So really excited about it, and hopefully you guys agree, because if not, so of course you gotta have some kind of dinosaur now. That's just the way it goes, and it's gonna have to make the list because I'm a sucker for a dinosaur. So Rotting Regisaur. It is 2 colorless and a black. It is a zombie dinosaur. It is a 7 power, 6 toughness, and it has at the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card. That's it. I can think of a lot of situations where this is going to be very good, and only a few where it's not. So, I think there was a card about Agonies that I was looking at. Basically, I love it. It's going to be really good, and for 3 mana, I'm willing to put that in a deck and possibly build that deck around the idea of I have to discard a card. So, not a terrible card. Rotting Regisaur. Alrighty, so, this card I actually couldn't care less about. The ability, Scheming Symmetry, for 1 black, it's a sorcery. Choose 2 target players. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts it on top of that. That's it. But I actually thought the artwork was really cool. That's it. That's all I got for this one. Next card.
America!
Alright guys, so today, for this Wish app review, check out these here Futurama stickers. Got some Billy Joel going in the background. I want to show you guys how I open this, and let's just go through these stickers. Alright, so we're going to look at stuff from the Wish app, so let's see what we got here. Noise. Just the gang right there. Hypnotoad. Hypnotoad. I bet he accepts all forms of insurance. Why not Zoidberg? Let's see what we got.
A little Futurama, the whole gang. That's kind of messed up. Nice. It's like something for the end of the page. Something like that, right? Ooh, that's a good one. Really love this show, Futurama. Very nice. Kiss my shiny metal ass. That's a cool one. Little weird thing sticking up here. Another one of the gang. Ooh, another Angry Bender. I like these. I'm liking this. A little bit more beat up Planet Express. Into the wild green yonder. Apparently I can't read. Aw. And if that's what's on your mind. Saying it wrong. Alright, running out of stickers here. And last but not least. Alright, so not too bad. I think it was a 25 pack. Just a little 25 pack, nothing too crazy there. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that.